Right, good evening, good evening, good evening, people. How we doing? Sisters Talk About is in the house. Right, we have a delightful conversation that we will be having tonight with Miss Shai. So yes, I'll be waiting. I'm waiting for the ladies to join me. I do apologize because my Instagram just crashed. So that's why I've had to just log back in again. Hey, okay, right, I can see requests. Come and join. Hey, Tash. Hey, Angel. Hey, Shy.
Hey,
Hey,
hi,
darling. How you
how are
doing?
you doing? I'm well.
I'm good. Apologies, my Instagram just crashed. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I was in and then it.
Give me 1 minute. Well, I'm here. Hi.
Where you going? Okay, I'm adding Shy. Welcome, welcome.
Hold on a minute.
Hey,
Hold on a minute. What on there? What on there?
we're just saying
We're walling
the
on.
hellos, darling. We're
Huh?
not doing
What
nothing, we're
on
just saying the hellos.
Hello.
there? Mr. What on there? Hold on. It's so good to see your face. It's been a minute. It's been years. It's been a while. It's
I'm
been
that's
so
what I'm
long, babe.
saying. How you been?
Me dad, me just me I get through. Me I get through. Me I get through.
Oh, you
You know?
getting through good, buddy. Getting through good. I'm telling
Yes.
you, bless you. It ain't long time.
Yes, it
Long time,
is.
man.
I haven't seen you in a minute too. I'm just mm. It was at
Wellness
the thing.
works. Is that what
Yes,
you're
that's
talking about?
it.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
How was the
It
last
was
one?
good, you know. It was really, really, really good.
Nice,
Really good.
nice.
We weren't as tired after that one like the first one. The first
Okay.
one we were tired after. But it was
It's getting
good.
into the groove of doing it, right? So,
Yeah, that's it. It was a lot of
yeah.
we had a lot of information to share. And it was like, why? That just mashed me up. But no,
Mm.
no, still. All right, no.
So
Well,
yes,
you
we
look
have you joining
nice
us.
and
So
glowing.
let the people out there know your name and what you do.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, my dear.
Okay then, darling. So my name's Shai. I am a master loctician and natural hair specialist. I also manufacture lock products and natural hair and skincare products. I'm
Hmm.
also owner of New Ethos Nottingham, which is a hostel.
Yeah.
Gradually growing that one as well. Yeah, proud owner of the House of Shea, both face to face and online because we're growing our online presence at the moment.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Let me think what else. I'm a mom of three, all
Mm-hmm.
adults, apart from one
Yeah.
is nearly an adult, wants to be one, but not quite yet, you know?
He's almost there. There we him almost reach them.
She's
Almost
almost
reach.
reached. She's got
Almost.
this much,
Almost reach
yeah,
them.
this much space, so that they reach
But I
adult.
would say he looks like an adult, though. He looks
Yeah,
like an
he does.
adult.
Well, to me, when I look at
Right.
his face, he still looks like a young man. They're just young, but most people do say it looks like an adult.
No, he does. He's grown.
Because he
He's
hits the
grown.
gym. He hits the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
rampant
broad
with that gym.
shoulders, the height, the strength.
Listen,
Right.
when it comes
Let
when it comes
me.
to me, him and my other son are the same. They come in my room or wherever I am. They don't even know who's been in first. And they do the same thing. Look, mum, look. Can you see there? Can you see there? Yeah, I'm back muscle. Yes, I can see it. Yes. And then the other one will come and show me. I'm like, yes, I can see your muscle. You two just talk or something.
Do they compare to see who's got the bigger back muscle? Do they
They do.
compare?
know, the biggie tougher up, to be fair, look,
No.
and say lol. See in there, that's the middle one. All I, all pipe, PRV. Say lol. No, the biggie tougher up, I give them that. They're pretty good like that. Yeah,
Good.
Yes, all them children. So now, yeah, I'm in my prime now. Got my free
You
time
are.
sort of. You know what I mean? Try and do me.
How do you balance, as we're speaking on motherhood, your journey with motherhood, how do you balance being an entrepreneur with your hands in so many pots and being a mother?
Okay, so when the kids were younger, I have to admit I didn't do it all alone. I had my mom, I had my partner, and the kids were getting bigger, and I had friends around me. Plus, with the salon, it weren't just me in there, I had staff. So we split the workload between all of us. It made it 20 times easier. Making the products, mixing products, I mostly did on my own. But aside from that, I did always have a bit of a tribe. I can't say, oh, me one, independent. No, I had people. I really did. And now I still do. So now, yes, the kids are big, but my daughter works with me in the salon. My brother mixes the products. Kamosi works on the website. Cairo gets a bit of a mix with the products as well. So I'm still not really on my own. So I don't want
so it seems like the family, you still got that family vibe to it.
Yeah, there's still a family vibe. I'm fully just doing it all. But it is a lot still to manage, if I'm being honest as well. So there's a lot of facets to manage with the business. So there's keeping it all in check, keeping all the customers in check. Because like at the minute, usually with the websites, we approve people to join so they can come to have their services. But we're over prescribed, whatever the word is, subscribed, not prescribed, over subscribed. So I'm not taking on any more new customers. I'm prescribed too much. I've had to slow that down a bit, but I can get tired because I'm a bit nuff at the same time. So I just kind of go all in, and I'll go all in sometimes last minute. It's not even organized like that. It's like a little bit last minute, on the minute, work under pressure. I always say to myself, I would probably be a genius if I was more organized and advanced, but that's just not me. I am just bam.
Can I correct you for a second? Can I correct you for a second?
Say what somebody else said to me the other day. Go on.
Yeah.
I know exactly
you're already a genius, babe. Like you've already got your We're not having that type of language on Sisters Talk About, Queen. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. You already are a genius, so big up yourself, right?
I will do that, but I do know. I would say to myself, you really want to be a superwoman? Get yourself in check. That's how I push myself. So I have to keep giving myself something to have that drive, because more time it's not even drive, it's not even motivation, it's just trying to have discipline.
Well,
that's not always.
You must have a lot of discipline though, because what was the year that you started?
Can't you remember?
Right. I remember, but I want you to tell me. You unpicking my hair. You was there unpicking my hair. It's going well over 20 years, because I can remember that year that I relaxed my hair. Can you remember that year when I relaxed my hair and then it fell out and then I had to cut it and then I had enough? And then you put my hair in brushed up my afro and then put my hair in braids. That's 20. Jeez, I know we don't look it for the ground. We don't look it, or this melanin glowing in your faces. However, that's like 20. That's about.
Tasha's put the year I started business, and it was 2007. It was July the 14th, 2007. when I opened the shop.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What made you
Yeah.
go into what made you go into becoming a loctician?
So I went natural for a start. So I used to be a relaxer
Yeah.
offender as well. Regular relaxers all the time, straight hair.
Yeah.
I used to love that. Even though I can do it better now, I've got long locks, but I used
Yeah.
to love the flick. And then my mom is one of the main drivers. So she used to go from natural hair to a perm or straight hair. She used to switch between all of them. Whenever she had her afro rocking, she looked the hardest. And I was like, Mom,
Right.
afro, you know. And I really need to try it. But I was relaxing my mom started to relax my hair when I was 9. And I begged for it. Begged. Because it was the lit them days. Have you had a jerry curl or your hair straight? And in fact,
Yeah.
true story is, I was supposed to get a jerry curl. And the hairdresser put the wrong one on. Because I didn't want straight hair. I wanted it curly. I wanted big curls, and she put a relaxer on and a ball for about 2 weeks, because when she said would have to grow it out, I was like, that's gonna take a long time. Oh my gosh. Obviously it didn't grow it out. It got about that much growth, and then it got relaxed again, and then after that it was just that vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Stuck into relaxers. And them days there, come on now, if I was 9, that was in like the 80s. Everyone was doing it.
Yeah.
There was all doing it, and nobody really knew it was that bad like that. It was what we were doing. So, because my mum went back and forth with her hair, and then I started to really notice natural hair again, even though I've been relaxing mine for how long. And then I started to notice locks, and then I just couldn't stop looking at it, looking at natural hair, looking at locks. And then I went to an event in London called Adornment, and when I say that place was beautiful, I say beautiful because the people who were in there were all Afrocentric, black, beautiful, different shades of black, all shades of black in there, different natural hairstyles, adornments, everything you can think of, wearable art, everything. That event was like the one that said to me, you know what, you're gonna have to go natural. Then what did I see? A leaflet that said, become a loctician. What? Become a loctician. I used to play about with hair. I went with my work experience at school. It was at a salon for 2 weeks. So I've always been into hair to some degree. So I was like, you know what, I might do that. Intensive course for 6 weeks. So I did that. And I was pregnant with Kamosi when I did that, actually. So that would have been 2006. Yeah. So I used to go down every weekend when the train tickets were like £3. Can you remember that? When you could get Yes, you could get the cheap tickets as long as you book in advance. You know what I mean? So every week I had them booked. And then I made sure at work, so I used to work in the hostel, that it worked that I wasn't working that weekend, so I could be in London doing that course. And then when we got to the end, and the lady was like, so what are you going to do now then? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. She goes, you can open your business. When now? Yeah. You lie. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, what? She says, just do it. And I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, that's probably when I spoke to you, little after that, innit, Nay? Back in the day, spoke to you, and then I went to Prince's Trust. Do they even still run? I don't even know if they still run, but luckily,
I think they do. But
yeah. Oh, was my picnic laughing at me? Look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Prince's Trust. I got some money. And that gave me 3 months rent, some equipment, and then bam, did a photo shoot with one of Naomi's people, and got leaflets done.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
Can you remember that?
Oh my yes. Yeah, the photo shoot and everything. Yeah.
Yes, and then Nathan wrote me an advert, and where was it on? It was on, what's it called? What's the radio station called again? We put it on Kemet.
Was it Heatwave at the time?
No,
It was Heatwave.
actually Kemet. That's what my
No?
mind. Oh, it
Was
might
it
have been
Kemet?
Heatwave, you know. It
I
might
think it
have
was
been.
Heatwave, you
It
know.
was
I think
Heatwave back
then
in
it was
them days.
Heatwave.
It was
Yes.
Heatwave.
Yes,
Hey, we're
it
going back
might have
some
been
years, so that is Heatwave.
Heatwave.
Jesus.
Yes, he wrote me a tune to a bashment rhythm. I can't even remember it now. That's gone out of my head because I'm just talking off memory. But yeah, so we had all that in place, and then because it was so new, you know what? I even had somebody at one point saying there's no industry for natural hair and locks. So I was like, really? When my hair grows out natural, how is there not? How is there not? So basically, we leafleted like to the hilt. And yeah, we opened the very first natural hair and hair locking salon in the whole of the East Midlands.
Yeah.
The first
See,
one.
look.
Yeah.
Ivindi.
Oh, it was called
Ivindi.
Ivindi.
Yes.
Naturals at Ivindi.
Yes.
Yes, son. Thank you. Thank you.
Because I was trying to remember the original name.
It was
Yes.
Naturals at Ivindi. That is the original name. And the products were called Atia Organics at that time. That, so I changed it
I
all
remember
when,
back then, because I'm sure I was like I was one of your guinea pigs.
yes. You were definitely
Trying out every single thing that you made. Like, oh, how does that feel?
You were. Everything was like, come on, Dave. Come on, Dave. Flipping hell, time flies, you know. Time really does fly.
So
Oh
you
my
see,
God.
again, going back to what I said like 5 minutes ago, big up yourself because this is a long time coming.
Someone's asked,
right?
where is your business located?
Where is it now?
Yeah, someone's asked,
So,
where were you
so
located?
you know what? I was get to that story. Now I'm working from home, so I'm based in my garage at the back of the house. But we've done it so it looks like a little cute little natural hut type of thing. It's quite cute.
No.
Quite cute.
And where would this be? Where in this be? Where is this? This
Right.
London, Birmingham, East Midlands, West Midlands?
It's in Radcliffe-on-Trent.
Radcliffe-on-Trent. In the east of the Midlands.
It's still in Nottingham, by the way. It's only It's only 4.9 miles from the city. It is not far.
Right. The outskirts of Nottingham, right.
So I know you said you're a master loctician. Then you also said you make your own products. So what made you start making your own products?
Right. So because we're dealing with natural hair, it made sense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into going all natural all the way as much as I can. So I started to thanks, Nat. I started to research making natural products from the very beginning, to be fair. Some of the things I just read loads of books about, but then I found a course about making natural cosmetics, and I did the course to make sure I knew exactly what I was doing, that I knew the right measurements and how to do it, and what's safe and what's not safe, because yes, they're natural, but there's some things that some people just can't use, like in pregnancy, all sorts of things like that. So I just wanted to make sure that I was doing things right. So I did a course. Did a course. Well, and I do provide consultation. That's the first thing we do. We do like a 45-minute consultation. Try and keep it to 45 minutes. Depends on if we're chatting a bit too much. It might go on. Might be a bit longer.
If you're chatting, or how long, if you're watching the clock whilst you chat.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I'm still working on that, watching the clock, but yes. We do the consultation. And with the consultation, we basically want to make sure you know exactly what you're doing, exactly what you're letting yourself into, and that we're building a relationship. So it's good to see you face to face before I'm in your head potentially for the next foreseeable future, because you just I've got customers who I've got from the very beginning. So it's a very good way to build rapport, get a good feeling for a person, see if it works, see if we're a good match kind of thing. Most of the time we are, most of the time we are. So most people just end up booking in for appointments after a consultation. But yeah.
So is it always, would you generally say then it's consultation first or not? I just want my locks done, kind of book an appointment.
Yeah, no, you can't. If you want to come to me to start locks, you're going to have a consultation. 100%. 100%. Definitely. I'm reading the comments. Sorry,
Okay.
distracted.
Well, going
a consultation, because sometimes I've done it before in the past when I've thought, oh, you know what, let me just let them come, because I can be a bit too nice sometimes, right? And I said, let me just let them come, and then they come and I start the locks and they're asking me 1,000 questions. But if we had that consultation, you'd know the answer to all of them. You're just going to come sit down.
Yeah.
You're not going to be and what do I do is we go through everything. Don't get me wrong, there'll be the few odd thing that they might need reminding about, but usually it's all sorted from the consultation, because we go through your hair type, your history, what you've been doing with your hair in the past. For like the past 10 years, I like to get a good picture of what you've been doing with your hair for the past how long. If you've been relaxing, what relaxer have you used, all that kind of thing. And then we go through the hair type, whether they got type 1, 2, 3, or 4. Even I don't even like to use those, to be fair, but because it is like the main thing that people get, it just makes sense to do that. So we go through those, and then depending on what the hair depending on what the hair type is, we go through the techniques. So even though we go through the techniques, that doesn't mean they have to have that technique. It's up to the person at the end of the day if they want to go for that technique. And also it depends on the lifestyle. So your lifestyle could be you're in the gym a lot, you hit the gym enough, you sweat through your head regular. I got enough customers like that. So just a regular retwist might not be the one for you. You might need it interlocking, but then you might not really like it interlocking. So we're going to say, all right, so we'll retwist it, then we'll twist it. So we'll retwist and do a 2-strand twist to help it to stay at the root, that kind of thing. So so we go through all that from in the consultation, so you've got a bigger picture of what to expect from that day forward.
Cool. Now it's a question of why don't you like using the type, like the I'd say the traditional hair types, like the type 1, type 2, type 3? What is the reasons why you're?
The main reason is because they've got type 1 as straight hair, and then it goes down to type 4, which is the tightest coil. But if you look in history, the tightest coil has been on the planet the longest. So which would mean the tightest coil, which they've got at type 4, should be type 1. So it needs to be flipped on its head. So I don't actually like to use that. I would say either you've got straight hair, or you've got wavy hair, or an S-coil pattern, or a tight coil. That just leave it like that, to be fair.
Okay. I know you mentioned in regards to when you'll go through the consultation and you'll go through the techniques. Now, for people that don't know locks, people just think locks is one type of locks you can have. So what are the different types of techniques of locks you can have, and what are the ones that you do?
So there's different ways to start them. For a start, you can start with a comb coil, you can start with palm roll, you can start with plaits, 2-strand twists, crochet, interlocking is with a latch hook. So they're the different ways that you can start. You can start with lock extensions, either synthetic or human hair. Human hair, I always find a bit questionable, because I'm like, which person is giving up their afro? But that's for another day, right? So they're the techniques that we can go through to start them. Once we've gone through all those techniques, if you've got straighter hair then interlocking or the crochet method would be better for you. If you've got tighter coils, then comb coil or palm roll is a good way to start, because it's not going to come out as easy because the coils are going to grip onto the coil. But if you've got straight hair, there's nothing really to mat it. You have to force it. You have to create it. So yeah, that's where the crochet, where you're taking the hair, you make a back comb basically, and you take the hair from the outside, pull it to the inside, and create a lock. It basically skips the person because there's different stages, right? So there's the baby lock stage, teenage stage, adult stage, and then the senior stage. So in the baby lock stage, you're looking at between 0 to 6 months, depending on the individual, because we can go by textbook, but there's more time, there's no point, because everyone is individual. Everyone's hair does something that bit different. Yeah? So that's the baby lock stage. And then you've got your teenage stage, which some people like to call it the ugly stage. It's not ugly.
Yep.
Please speak to this one, Yasa, because I did tell her this. She
It's
didn't
not
listen,
ugly.
but
Listen, I felt
thank
ugly.
you. Tell her it's not ugly. Thank you. Please.
I felt
Please.
ugly.
It's
I
not
felt
ugly.
Please.
It's not ugly. It's
Yeah, but
part
you
of the process.
felt. You
Thank
know
you.
what I'm
It's
talking
part
about.
of the process. It's the
But
process.
everyone feels ugly at that
No,
stage. I
they don't.
felt.
No, they don't. They don't.
Yeah,
No, they don't.
well,
No, sorry.
I felt ugly. I felt like a mug. I felt ugly,
No, it's
and I
more
wanted
to
to take it
do.
out.
You shouldn't be feeling ugly. Oh my goodness. See, look, Jella, she's just put messy stage. Messy, not ugly.
Yeah.
People call it ugly though, Jella. They do, but it is not
Yeah.
ugly. It is the
It was
stage
just like
where,
dealing with my face 24/7, and I was just like, I thought I had a pretty face, but I don't think I do, because
oh my
I
God.
don't know what's. Yeah, I felt
You
ugly.
have to come out of your thoughts now. You really do.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just all
I
part
don't
of the
feel ugly
process.
anymore, but I
Oh
did. Yeah,
my
sorry.
gosh. But that stage is called adolescent because those strands are going wow, wild, and they're not listening to nothing. They're not, you try
Mm-hmm.
doing things with them and they're just like this, and it just looks fuzzy. It's just a fuzzy look. That's all. That is not messy. Now, there's a few things you can do to tame that. You can wrap them back round. When you do a little palm roll, and you can wrap the fuzziness and put them under control a little bit. Some people do the crochet. I'm not a massive fan of crochet, to be fair, but I like the fact that you can skip out the baby stage and go to the teenage stage. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I know a lot of people do like that, and I mean, it saves time. It does save time. You still have to wait
Mm.
for it to form, because it's the look of a lock, but it's not a lock until it's formed. So it's still got to go through its forming process. It's just skipped out that baby stage kind of thing. So then when you go through the teenage stage and it's all fuzzy looking, a little bit messy, halfway down, you usually get a little lock pod. And that lock pod is where it's first starting to form, and that will work its way down and work its way up. But the root never locks because it's always growing. And then the ends, they may lock over, not all the time. They might have a little bobble on the end, they might have a little ringlet, but they usually does eventually lock, eventually. What happens is, when it's going through that teenage stage, you have your molted hair coming through the lock and out the bottom. So we just trim that a little bit just to keep it in check. Just a little, but that's literally just molted hair coming out the very end. But you can also rinse it with a bit of magic water.
Yeah.
I like this one. I like this one.
I got it there ready. A little bit of magic water and twiddle it in your finger and make it look like a little ringlet. It's not so bad. You don't have to trim it off. And then when you've gone through that teenage stage, that messy stage, it's the adult stage. Oh, let me just rally back a little bit. In that teenage stage, you know what it's doing? It's compressing. So a lot of people think it's not growing, but it's always growing. But because it's getting tighter and tighter and forming, it compresses and it looks like it's sharp. Once it's finished that and it's transitioned to the adult stage now, you got rapid growth, and people wonder why them locks grow so quick. It doesn't need to do anything anymore but grow. That's it.
Yeah.
So all you
Yeah, I can
do
relate to that
is,
because in that stage, I
yeah.
felt like the lock was just like the shrinkage. I was like, why is my
It's
lock
not
getting
shrinking, you know.
shorter?
It's not
But
shrinking. It's just
but then
compressing.
now I've got the growth. It's been over a year, and I've
Yeah.
noticed like it went from shrink
Mm.
to now. Do you know what I mean? Now it's dropped,
Yeah, it's got a little bit more weight.
and
It's in the
yeah,
adult stage now, and all it can do is grow. So in that time, you've got to keep it hydrated, moisturized, and protected. Because locks tend to
mm,
dry, they just do. They
Mm.
yeah,
tend to dry. So the more you look after them, the more they'll grow healthy. Don't get me wrong, health issues can impact your hair as
Mm.
well. So there's some things, you know, you got to kind of balance it really. So you do what you can do, but if you do, people do have health issues, it can impact on the hair a little bit at the same time.
yeah.
Same like if you had
There's a,
afro hair, curly hair, straight hair, locks, it's still the same thing. What you'll find is you probably start to see odd locks going a bit thin or breaking away.
mm,
You can still get traction. You can still get traction alopecia, just like with
mhm,
extension. You know, some people sit down and they twiddle, 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 twiddle,
Mm.
twiddle, over twisting, traction, that can make it cut
mhm,
out. So there's still the
mhm.
pros and the cons with locks and everything. Still things to look at, like don't overdo things, do things in moderation, really. And
Mm,
then from the adult stage, it goes to the senior lock stage. So usually it's like mid back by then. It's when, if to give you an example of that stage, some people's locks are a bit brown looking because all that molted hair is in the bottom, it's not connected anymore, so it's a bit brown. Sometimes if people don't have a regular maintenance, it's quite flat. But yeah, the senior stage also has a slower growth for a little time, not for long, just for a period of time.
mhm,
And then
mhm.
after a bit, the growth starts to speed up again. It's a cycle. It's like a 7-year life cycle. So once you've gone through all that, the growth will pick up and get back up. What's that? Don't bleach them either. No, don't bleach. If you bleach them, okay, so I'm not saying don't ever put colour on your hair. I like colour, you know, I do. I like colour. The thing is, it can be damaging and it depends
Mm.
on the person doing it, how long it's been processed, how you look after it after, how you looked after it before. So before having it, potentially you might have wanted to have some condition treatments, hot oil treatments, all sorts
Mm.
of treatments before you then go and put a colour on it. And then when you've got your colour on, you still want to keep it hydrated,
Dated.
moisturised, and all them things that you've got to look after it, because otherwise it will break. I'll
Yeah.
give you a quick example. One of my customers, she'd coloured her hair herself a couple of weeks prior to coming in to get her wash and retwist. She came and washing her hair and her locks feel like she's still got residue in them. And as I'm
Yeah.
just washing it through, the locks are just coming away in my hands because she'd not washed out the hair dye properly. So that was an example of
Wow.
over processing. Yeah.
Processing.
So we had to cook them in a little bob. And what you say, they feel like straw. So yeah, they do feel like straw. You do have to keep it
Yeah.
hydrated. So yeah, we ended up having to cut them into a little bob. And she was upset, very upset, because they were long, 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 long,
Wow.
beautiful locks. Beautiful, but you do still have to take care of them.
With them.
100%.
Someone's asked, do you recommend natural products for locks or alternative hair shop products?
I do recommend natural, to be fair. I mean, there's some products that build up in locks. So even with natural, you still got to be using them in moderation, because shea butter, one of the biggest ones that's
Yeah.
out there that I always turn to. But if you use too much of that, that's going to build up the
Mm.
Mm,
same way as any other product. The difference is it's easier to wash out because it's water soluble. Whereas other products, let me think, something with probably petroleum in it, or paraffin based, or lanolin, they're not as easy to wash out. So over time, they will build up, and sometimes you can get mildew grow inside the lock, which We don't want that. We don't want that. We need to make sure we're using a product that can always be washed out. What you put in needs to be able to wash out. And also, it needs to be something that can absorb, because your scalp needs feeding as well at the same time. You don't want it to get too dry. You don't, wax is a no-no. Definitely, wax is a big no-no. 100%. Coconut oil in moderation, because you can also get fractionated coconut, which doesn't go hard like the regular coconut. But I do like to use a bit of coconut oil, whether it's a fractionated one or the regular one. Moderation though. Usually better if it's blended down a bit, then it doesn't.
Yeah.
100%.
Because since you started your business way back in 2006, early millennium to now.
Yes.
What is the difference that you've noticed in the relationship that Black women in general have with their hair?
So them days there, it was more to do with trying to get people to embrace their natural hair. Whereas now, people are done embracing it, and some of them are gone on a wig fetish and are gradually going back to relaxers, which is kind of crazy, but that's just the cycle for you. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I've been seeing with the trends. So yeah, it's not so much trying to get anybody to embrace, it's more helping people to maintain, helping them to start, advising on what products to use from what not to use, and the longevity of it. That's it really. Whereas before it was more like you must go natural because of these reasons. There's toxins in this, this causes fibroids, this, all sorts of things. It's still there a little bit, but it's not as much. People are more clued up, and that's definitely down to the internet.
Right.
100%.
Right. Okay.
I love the internet. I have to say, I'm a massive fan of the internet because it's a way. Because there's only so many people I can help, but having a platform like my website, it gives me a chance to reach like thousands of people at one time. So the internet has just made it so you could touch many more people and help them in many different ways. So yeah, that certainly help people to get to know a lot more about their hair and their culture, their own history, all sorts of things. So yeah, definitely a bit of a change. I mean, we've gone like a bit of a full circle, really.
Yeah.
100%.
Why question? So, why has it been so important for you to explore and to encourage like the natural hair lifestyles for Black men and women, and what have you learned through this process?
Why has it been so important? I would say it's been so important because we've been damaging ourselves for so long with those harsh chemicals, to the degrees that we wouldn't even fathom. Like, to say that one product can cause fibroids, and we've been putting this particular product on our children, on our babies. You see people putting relaxers on 3-year-olds. Them things, I'm like, please don't. I love little babies too much. I love our little babies way too much. So if we can just help to even just plant a little seed, say, do this instead. It's hard at first, but it becomes effortless eventually. Then that would make my day, to be fair. Yeah. 100%. What was the other part of the question again? Sorry.
What would you say is like one of the main things that you've learned in your whole journey up until this point?
Okay, so everyone's individual. Everybody's individual. Yeah, we're all Black women right here, 3 of us here, right now. But we've each got our own different stories. We've each got our own different paths. Even though you want someone to do something that way, it's not always going to go that way. It's just not. We're just all individual people, please. And I've met many. I've seen so many different hair types that still type 4 different. You know what I it's just yes, everyone's individual. Like we might say, like I just said, a time scale. Your locks might take, I don't know, to go through the first stage, to get to teenage stage, about, off the top of my head, say something like 6 months. This one person, I said to her, yeah, looking at about 6 months. My girl's hair was locked near enough in 2.
Oh, wow.
No messing about with no hook, no nothing. She just used to come for a retwist, and it just did its thing quick. Then we've had the person who's a bit like mine though. Mine's a bit like that. Mine needs forcing a little bit. That just took months, like 18 months. Long. My top bit does not lock with a retwist. I have to interlock it.
Mine's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to, the back and the sides, yeah, I can retwist them. But the top bit, it will just keep growing. I'll have growth like that. Or I could potentially just cut it and have an afro. It's ridiculous. It's because we've also got a couple of different types going on, haven't we?
I've got I've got like 3 different hair types on my one head.
There you go. We've got different hair types.
I never fully understood, because when I was doing certain hairstyles, and it would be like, say, even like when I was curling my hair, and it would be completely different from the top, the front, and the back.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I remember growing my afro, and then it got to, I don't know, about there, and then flop. No. So it was all nice and firm there, and then that was a flop. And then if I leant back,
I remember.
Can you remember? That back bit was flat. Oh my gosh. Hey, look, we got Altered Health here, look.
Hey.
Yeah, that top bit used to kill it off, man. That's when I used to be like, why can't I just have type 4 on the top? Please.
Right, so there's a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Right, the first one says, have you heard of crab oil? If you have, what's your advice on it?
No, I haven't heard of crab oil. If I did, I'd definitely have something to tell you. I haven't heard of that one.
And then someone said, Jella Plus said, tell them about Baltimore.
Have you got a story?
About Baltimore?
Yeah.
So when Baltimore, so I'd already done all the lock training and everything, but to make sure we knew what we were doing, we went to Baltimore in America to do some more training, which was very good. That was really good, actually. Really, really good. But that just solidified that we knew what we were doing. And we were like, you know what? Don't mess with the UK, you know. The UK knows. The UK knows. We're going to run into the States. Yeah, the States. UK. I'm telling you. Because the UK, in London, it was Adornment that did the training with me. The lady who used to do that, she owns a natural hair salon in Brixton. Why have I forgotten the name of it now?
I think it might still be there.
It is.
Yeah, I think it's still there.
It's called Natural Hair Bar, I think. Natural Hair
I forgot what it's called. Oh my gosh.
The one above Morley.
It's on the main road.
It's on the main road, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you go in there, there's
not
a
above
bar in
Morley.
there.
Is it Acre Lane or something, or Cold Harbour? It's on the main road. It's on the main road.
Cold Harbour Lane. It's on the Cold Harbour Lane.
Oh,
I can't remember. But I know what road it's on. I've seen it and I forgot what it's called. I pass it on the 37 bus when I go to Brixton.
Look at that. You see that salon
there?
Yeah.
Natural Hair Bar on Cold Harbour Lane.
Is that where it is?
Yeah. Cold Harbour Lane.
Tesco. Okay. Right. So they're the people who basically train me. I do hair like how they do hair. They also did some big time training in wherever, they did collabs and everything in France and in the States, but they will tell you it's the same as I'm telling you. Don't mess with the UK. UK is good. We are very good over here. You don't need to worry about how we do locks. When we learn it well, and we do it well, and we look after our people. Just so you know. Yes, Margot is my sister-in. She's not the manager, you know. She's the owner, by the way.
Oh, she's
Margot owns it, yeah. Margot owns that business right there. It's very good. If you get a chance to go, you need to go.
Yeah.
Really good. Really good. But yeah, what else did you ask me? Can't remember.
I would say, well, a question that I have is, because you've already answered the question regarding like what you've learned. What advice would you give to somebody that's starting either a lock business themselves or a new entrepreneur? Like, what advice would you give to someone that is just starting up?
Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't
Right.
let anything put you off. Don't think, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. The more you do, the better you'll get. It's working whilst you're working and learning whilst you're working. Every day is a learning day. So just keep going. Definitely, you'll be fine. But what I also would say is get a very good booking system in place and have everything in order. Because even then, sometimes it can play up a little bit. But I would definitely say go digital. Have a booking system there.
Yeah.
Make sure you get everybody's details. You've got the contact number, the full name, not just first name. You want the full name. You want contact. You want the email is very important. Because you will remind them via email, hopefully, and hopefully automatically. So it automatically sends out reminders. You don't want to be sat there trying to manually email people. You will forget.
Yeah.
Things will go a little bit skewy for you. Might end up with double bookings. I've had that before. Triple bookings, be my friend, all sorts of things, right? So you want a good system in place where people can book online. So it's an open system. They can book online if they want, or they can contact you to book. But if you're going to do like an online open thing, make sure you have all your days off in place so you don't get people booking when you want to be off.
Please say that again, because there's a certain person on here, right?
Yeah.
That needs to do a booking system. Straight down. So, you know who you are. You know who you are that's on here listening. You heard what this lady said, because it's something I keep saying to this person is you need a proper booking system. People can't just phone you up and say what you're doing. I'm coming to
No. You need a
proper booking system.
Yeah.
It helps. You know what you're doing.
Yes. It helps massively. And if people get a bit stuck, they can email you or send you a message and you can advise them what to book from what not to book and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely say that, get a good booking system in place. Make sure your prices are set as well, because you don't want to be giving person one price and you're going to give them a different price when they come another time. Them things get on people's nerves. Have you set prices? Don't get me wrong, I forget my prices all the time, right? But they're in my system. So I just go to the system and say, hold on a minute. Let me find the price. I'm like, let me find the price. So, but you know what? She's just joined. My daughter's just joined. She remembers the price. So I get a bit lazy. If she's there, I let her go like, oh yeah, it's blah, 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 blah. If I'm on my own, I can't remember. I have to go through my system where all my prices are and deal with it that way, basically. So yeah, having a good booking system. So trying to be as organized as possible. Always practicing, especially if you're just starting. Make sure you practice. Find your guinea pig. Naomi was mine.
I was a willing guinea pig. I was willing.
Yes. I'll do it.
I didn't actually remember. I was actually even a guinea pig in the salon, and I did
Yeah,
a few people's hair, but the last person's hair that I did, I fell asleep. I was so tired. I was so
needs to be
tired.
done, you know. And that's
And then you
another
just
thing.
pushed me out of the way and then just took over. And the
That's
guy's
another
neck
thing.
was like that. Remember his
Right.
neck? It was like,
Oh my God.
I remember that. And don't work tired. That's another thing. I used to do those things there. I used to work till all 11, 12 at night. I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
Have you set times? Or say you fell asleep on the
Fell
hair.
asleep on me.
Yeah. She did
yeah, I was standing up and I remember I was palm rolling his hair and then I was knocking off, and then after that it was my neck was twisted. No, not my neck. His neck was
Is that
twisted.
yes?
But because I was so tired, I didn't know. I did not know. I was not taking notice. And he was getting lower and lower and lower. And then you just budged me out of the way. You was like, nah, Nay, you need to go to bed and go sleep. But that day was long. That day, I think I did about 3, 4 people's hair. Oh my Lord.
Oh, that's you know what? Crazy. That's a lot of people, really, you know, for one
Yeah.
person. 3, 4.
So
Then we had
well done
times
to me, but I was
doing
mashed
many
up.
people in one day. Ooh, I cut down the amount of people I do. I don't do as many like that.
Okay.
Not so many. I mean,
But I
that
can
was
remember
back
your
in the
salon
day.
was busy. Yeah, your salon was always
Oh, it was
busy.
so crowded.
Busy.
It was just back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
I don't do that now. It's just murder. No way. No. Because I also feel sorry for people, you know. Oh no, you didn't get a chance to get your ear done. Oh, come, we'll do it.
Mm.
Yeah, I try not to do that anymore. I think the most I would do in a day now is actually 4. I don't do much more than that, you know, because
Okay.
the way how I've got it set up as well, it's kind of like multiple. If you want to talk about income, then we're on business. I like talking about business. We're on multiple streams. So there's services side, there's products, and there's like courses all online. So we've set up this like thing, so I don't have to work so much and crick out my neck and pop out my arm.
Yeah.
And also the other thing is, I do get regular body MOT. So I go to Carly and I get trigger point therapy as well. So that helps. But I would say it's up to you. If you want to do 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people a day, you can. The most I've done in a day is 9. I won't do it again. That's tiring. It's 9.
That sounds like torture.
Yeah,
Torture.
it's a lot. I mean, and I can do it quick, especially on a comb coil retwist. I am pretty rapid at doing that now. It's just effortless. It's bam, done. So I could do more, but I am not gonna put my body in that situation because it really does affect you, you know.
Especially you're on your feet a lot.
Yeah, there's the feet, there's even my muscles here are big because my arms are always moving. So it's just these are just tick, and they hurt.
Neck built like Mike Tyson. Yes.
Have a question here for you. How should you price when starting out?
Okay, so when I first started, how did I price it? Okay, so I still do it now actually. I go in between everywhere. So I look at the globe, and if you're a salon base, you're going to go by, obviously, salon lock tissue, you're going to go by the prices, aren't you? So I just used to put myself in the middle of the most expensive and the cheapest. I just used to sit in the middle and then gauge how I'm going to price from that. As I've got a little bit more experience at it, if you've got small locks, it takes longer than if you've got bigger locks. So now we actually go by the numbers. So we've got a system where if you've got between 10 and 44 locks, it's this price. And if you've got between 45 and blah, blah, blah locks, it's that price. So it prices up like that. If you've got microfine, so with the microfine, we've got 3 sizes that we do, because that's like our signature technique, is the microfine lock, Shai locks. So there's a small, a really small, and then a proper tiny micro teeny one that really takes ages. And there's, again, another set of prices for that. So it's definitely a thing where you're going to want to research, do some market research, get out there, talk to people, ask people if they would pay that price. I actually did do that. I think you came with me, Nate, in town with the questionnaires.
Babe, I tell you, I was a guinea pig for everything. Every area, I was there. Clumber Street, babe, Clumber Street.
We was on Clumber Street, stopping people and at the clipboard and
Yeah.
questions. Did proper research. It wasn't messing about making it up. And I went by that research. I still research now. When I do consultation, I can gauge certain things. I can research, talk to people, how they feel, what's caused the hair loss, what's made the hair grow. Still research. I actually don't stop. I just keep going. Basically, I just love doing it. Yeah, definitely. So starting out, I would say look at the industry and go in between, and then work it out from there. And then if you want to, you could just say how much you want to pay yourself an hour. You could work it out that way as well, if you wanted to do it that way. How else could you do it? But also, you need to consider your costs, your core costs. So you need to consider, if you're renting a chair, for instance, how much that's going to cost you, how much it costs you for all your equipment and everything you need. If you're making products, how much it costs you for all your raw materials. All that has to go into the price of the service, so it covers all your costs, so that your business is paying for your costs, not you paying for your costs out of your own money. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Business pays for everything, and then your business also eventually pays for you. So for a while, what might happen is your business might cover all your expenses, which is kind of good, really, because your travel's covered, food's covered, your property, wherever you're doing it, whether it's home or whatever, that's covered. It's all covered. It's your expenses. And then eventually you start to bring in a profit. So the profit is what you pay yourself after you've covered all your expenses. But if your business is paid your expenses, you ain't really got to use too much money to pay the expenses, because the business is doing it. So you've got more money in hand, basic.
Okay. There's a question here, but I don't understand it. GT, you've said, does that depend on whether they're interlocking, timberling, or palm rolling? What do you mean by that? What's your question? Please elaborate. What do you mean?
I think he's responded to a part of
what in the price?
What Shai was saying, but I don't know which part he's responding to.
Are you on about the pricing?
Yeah, maybe it's about the prices.
So prices are definitely different for interlocking. Like, so interlocking, I go by time. So I would say the first hour is this price. Any hour after that is that price. You can just price it how you want to price it, to be fair.
Yeah. He says pricing.
Yeah, about pricing. Yeah, okay.
Definitely. Yeah. Interlocking, depending on how much growth the person's got, takes longer. I mean, if they've only got a centimetre growth, you're going to flick that pretty quick. So it's a couple of factors: the growth and how many they've got. So if they've got micro locks and they've got an inch growth, you're looking at all day. That's a lot of growth. That's ages. But if they've got average size to large locks and they've got an inch of growth, you could probably do that in less than an hour, potentially. Not including wash, though. That's not including wash. Wash is about 15 minutes. Yeah, so wash is in time.
Okay.
Right.
Well, thank you so much,
Question.
Queen.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I have one
sharing.
last question. I have one last question.
Okay, yes.
Why did you change the name from Naturals at Ivindi to what it is now? Like the journey of the names.
So what happened was it went through a transition.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when it was Naturals at Ivindi, I was in the smaller shop. I was very new at that time. I was learning.
Mm-hmm.
And it did take a lot of strength really to keep pushing through with that, to be fair. So then when
Mm-hmm.
I managed to get to a point where I can transition and collab as well with my good friend Jamela. So when we moved from the
Yeah.
small salon to a double size, double big shop, which got all kitted out and fitted out and everything, that was really good. It looked very good. So in
Mm.
regards to that shop and the whole design of it, that was a lady called Honey Williams, if you know her. She
Yeah.
did the
Honey Affair.
design for
Yeah.
that
Not an
place.
finest
She did,
artist. Yes.
and she did the logo as well for that place. She's very, very good. So if you ever want
Mm-hmm.
logo
Mm-hmm.
or even your yard doing, Honey, very good, very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when we went through that transition, we then changed our name to Shaya. Shaya basically means willpower. And you needed
Yeah.
it in most things. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
the reason really. It was time. And then we transitioned again to the House of Shaya because we're doing so
Mm-hmm.
many things under the umbrella of
Yeah.
natural hair and enhancing natural living. Do you know what I mean? So there's like a couple of
Mm.
pillars. So we've got the natural hair and skincare product, that's one house under one roof, sorry. And then there's the services, the interlocking and the natural hair and the locking services. And then there's
Mm-hmm.
workshops and events, so that's more stuff. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
basically there's just all those things. So it is the house. There's a lot, everything's going on in the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All day.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Would you share with the audience all like the names of all of your Instagram handles and where they can find you?
Yeah, so for Facebook and Instagram, it's the House of Shaya.
Mm-hmm.
Also House of Shaya. That's for the services. For the products, the lot products, it's Foss Hair Care _ official. I'll have to put it in the
Yeah.
comments or
Yeah.
something for you. Our website is thehouseofshaya.com. YouTube, we're trying to build a YouTube as well, actually, and that's the
Mm-hmm.
House of Shaya as well. And we're on
Not
Pinterest.
you're
Mm-hmm.
trying, you are
Well, we
building. Not
are,
trying,
Right.
you are
Tell us.
building.
Tell us.
doing
Yeah.
it. It's
Tell us.
taking a minute. It's taking a minute, but it's getting
You're
there.
building. You're building it.
Right.
So
Love it.
we've got a group on Pinterest. You can join the group, the House of Shaya, and you can just post.
Mm-hmm.
If you just love natural hair and locks, that's what that's for. You just chuck that in there, just chuck the
Yeah.
pictures in there, that
Mm.
kind of thing. That's where we can just share all what we love and stuff like that. We do actually
Yeah.
have a forum on our site, which we don't use so much. But we keep saying we're going to use it more because, again, it's a little bit like social media. It's our own, really. So you can
Yeah. Yeah.
talk
Mm.
to people, post anything in there. So if you was to go to the assembly, which is on thehouseofshaya.com, that's our own
Mm-hmm.
forum in there as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This
Thank
has
you
been
for
such a
having
beautiful
me.
no,
Beautiful,
you're most
man.
welcome. It's been a beautiful conversation and it's been a nice moment for you and all of us to pause and to really go back in time to then bring it back to this present day and how much
Wow.
you've
Oh,
achieved, right?
it's
So,
been a long
right, you've already been told off twice. We don't use the word try, right? You're doing, love. You are
Well,
doing, you've been doing.
thank you, my darling. Thank you.
Nottingham's finest
Let's give her a
loctician.
round of applause, man. Let's give her a round of
Thank you for
applause.
having me.
You are most
Thank you
welcome.
for agreeing to join us. Thank
Oh,
you.
I
Honestly,
can't
Yeah.
we
wait.
feel blessed.
I was excited.
Oh, bless, man. Now we just need to see each other in person, love.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the
innit?
next thing, isn't it? 100%. I had 2 weeks off and they went like that. I'm back. I didn't even blink and I was back to work. I can't even believe it. I was bragging. I'm going to be off for 2 weeks. Yeah. Back to work.
Blink and you miss it. It's gone, man. And gone, and gone, and gone.
I'm telling you. I'm fast. Jeez.
No, but thank you, Queen. And yeah, we'll be posting this talk, so anyone that's missed it, you can go back and watch and then leave your comments. All of Shai's Instagram handles will be underneath, so you'll be able to contact her team, and just keep growing.
Thank you.
It's
Keep
beautiful.
doing what you're doing, sister, and keep doing it. Keep going, man.
Darlings, you too, you know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep on going. Yes.
Thank you.
Well, good evening, good night, and yes, enjoy the rest of your evening, whatever you have planned. But yes, we will see you on the other side, Queen. Mwah.
Take care, darling. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. That was beautiful. Thank you, GT. I'm glad you liked it.
Thank you, GT. There were so many takeaways in that conversation. There were so many takeaways.
Yeah.
So many takeaways.
Lovely to see your face. Lovely to see you. Because I haven't spoken to you, Shai, for
it's been a long time. But yeah, no, thank you everyone for joining us this evening once again. Thank you for all of your comments.
Thank you so much. And please, thank you for your comments, for sharing. And look out, because our next live event is going to be in October. So now we were due to have one in July that was postponed due to unforeseen circumstances, but we're coming back. It's going to be, oh my goodness,
the 6th of October.
That's a Friday, isn't it?
Yeah, babe.
The day before the ball. Oh my goodness! So I just realized the 7th of October.
Lord.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, I was thinking out loud about something.
Yeah,
it's all working.
That's
divine
another
timing.
conversation.
But
thank you for.
But yes, October the 6th. October the 6th is when we're planning to have our event. And just so you know, before how we were working it, it was a free event, and you'd make a donation. However, now as people have been to the event, they've seen the area, so for enabling us to keep it
to continue
it at this venue, there will be a small charge for tickets. Small charge.
However,
a percentage of that will still go towards the charity. Yeah, some will go towards the charity, and some to help us fund that space.
Yeah. The charge, the amount of how much we're going to charge is going to be the average amount of how much people donate. So we're going by how much people usually donate when they come into the events.
Yeah.
I'm averaging it from there. But yes, we look forward and hope that you'll continue to support the team, support the mission. Because this is the mission of and what we already shared that previously, is that our mission is bringing the Black woman and Black man together to talk, listen, encourage one another, empower each other, and we're not dismissing any other persons. However, other persons are able to listen and watch our content, and they're learning directly from us. And you know why we know that we're doing that is because we do receive the DMs and the messages to say that is what is happening. Like we're controlling, we're feeding the narrative, because we're just like, we as people, we have a story, we have things to share and tell. So let the words come from our mouths instead of other people's assumptions of who we are and what we do, and what we're about. So So yeah, continue to support and to turn up online when we're doing a live, and also to our live events. They're only getting bigger and better. Serious. The vibe is off the chain. Serious. I know. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Look, merch, merch, merch.
Would you like one of these? Would you like one? We have them in black also.
Yes.
Just that I'd put that
We
in
do.
there.
Yes, we do. So yes.
Yeah.
But yes, people, we will see you on the other side. Keep your eyes peeled for when we post for our live event, which will be the 6th of October. Hey,
Yeah, and
Rose, you're gonna have to watch it
yeah,
back.
and our guest is, we're still going to have the same guest we would have had in July, which is Safe Alternative CIC. So
Yeah,
the brother's still going to come down and grace us with his presence, which will be
yes,
amazing.
100%. We're looking forward to it. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you all there. But yes, continue to enjoy your evening. And
And the rest of the
yeah,
week. And whoever's going to Carnival, turn up and make it great.
no,
Because
you're gonna be
Sisters Talk About, you know why
yo,
we love. You know we love. Whoever knows
yeah.
Sisters Talk About knows that we love a carnival. And we don't do
Notting
it
Hill
from the
Carnival.
outside.
We're
We
going
don't do it
in
from the outside. We do carnival from the inside.
inside.
So if
Yes.
you see it, just show us some love and we'll give you love. Because we're going to be
Yeah.
there up in the thing.
Yeah.
Both days.
Sunday and Monday. Oh, I can't wait. Been preserving my energy just so that I have it for this weekend. Oof. Oof. Oof.
That's why I be drinking my tea and my water,
Yeah,
keeping
my
myself
water.
hydration good.
Keeping
Keeping the
hydrated.
hydration in. Keeping hydrated. You know what I
But yeah,
mean?
man, you're gonna see us
Who
this
are you guys
weekend.
playing with? Playing with. Well, on the Sunday,
We're with
we are with
Chocolate
chocolate.
Nation.
The
Mm-hmm.
chocolate. Getting all dirty with the chocolate, because of the
Hey.
chocolate. Because the chocolate melanated, so we're going for the chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And on the Monday, we're with M2K. So yes, that's us. So
Yes.
that's who
Yeah.
you can find us with on the Sunday and the Monday. We may actually look a
Mm-hmm.
little bit incognito. You might not recognize us.
Yeah, you
You
may
never know.
not recognize, especially on the Monday, you may not
You
recognize us,
recognize
but
us
you
on the
know.
Monday, but we will be there. We are
Mm-hmm.
there.
And if you don't see us, don't worry, we will be posting pictures and videos
Yeah. Don't worry.
to let you know so you can feel the vibe that was going in at
With
the
us.
weekend. The vibe, the fire, the energy on
Yeah, man.
then. Right.
I share. And as we go out and we leave y'all, I started it burning my thing, my Palo Santo and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I end it
Yeah.
burning my thing and say good night to all a good night. Love you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good
Yeah.
night, people. And
Good
actually,
night.
Fiona, this is just for you. Good
Bye.
night. Farewell. Avida saying good night. Adieu. Adieu to you and you and you. She's really gone. Good night, people. Love y'all. Love, peace, and hair grease. Oh, gosh.